big controversy last week with regard to the publishing of titles and summaries of bills. This was a dispute that was brought by a House Republican member about whether they had to be immediately published or not. The rule is vague on the subject. The rule does not state that. It only states they have to be published. It doesn't say that they have to be published right away or within a certain period of time. So there's been some latitude, but the past practice for more than a decade is to put them up every week online and on the web. And here, essentially, House Speaker Bill O'Brien made one of the few process strategy mistakes we've seen him make in 2 years. By delaying making a decision, he really allowed this notion that they weren't going to be published until after the election to get out in the public arena, when he hadn't really made that decision yet. And obviously, ultimately, the House Legal Counsel looked at the opinion and determined that, yes, it does require publishing, so they posted them on the web. They insist they never had made this decision to postpone it until after the election and hide these titles and summaries of bills. And perhaps that is the case, but by not dealing with this aggressively and not making a decision within, say, 24 or 48 hours, when it first came up, which was more than a week and a half ago, the Speaker really allowed the narrative to be taken away from him and to make it appear as if the Speaker was trying to hide something. And that's not what you want to do in the middle of an election cycle, certainly. So the matter has been resolved. Why was this a big deal? It wasn't a big deal to the media, frankly. We're all busy covering a lot of races along the state with less than 5 weeks to go before November 6th election. This was the lobbyists who drove this. Why? Lobbyists look at those titles and summaries of bills in order to generate business. If there's a bill out there regarding junkyard licensing, then the lobbyist who wants a license for the junkyard shop owners goes to the owners and says, you've got something to worry about. You need a lobbyist. Hire me and I'll kill that bill. That's who is always most interested in the bills at this point, which is, after all, it's only a title. It's only a vague description, and sometimes a misleading description at that. That's what really drove this to the front and got the media's attention when so many lobbyists not only were complaining to the legislative services that initially said, we thought we were told by the Speaker to delay him till after the election, they also complained to legislators. So that's how it came about. It's been resolved, as I said, a strategic mistake by Speaker Bill O'Brien and his leadership team.